Please raise your hand if you have a question. First question comes from Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Julius. Just with the season starting up tomorrow, I just want to get a sense of where you feel you guys are at, how far you've advanced from the start of camp to now.
Yeah, we're in a good place. We got better each day, so taking steps and got better each day. So we feel confident going into tomorrow.
Mike Vaccaro, New York Post.
Billy, how you doing? Just curious, it's been a while since you guys have played a real game together. You obviously had a good year last year. I mean, are you excited to kind of try and get this started again and see if you, especially you personally, but also you as a team, can kind of pick things up where you left them off?
For sure. It's always fun getting the first start. New start to the season. It's an exciting time. So we're excited. We like what we've built so far, and we'll keep it going.
Mark Berman, New York Post.
Hey, Julius. What did you think of your preseason? It seemed like you had a lot of ball handling responsibilities and picked up the pace a little. Were you very happy with how you performed?
Yeah.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Julius, just if you could, you guys get, the season gets cut short March 11th last year down in Atlanta. You've probably never gone this long without a real game in your life, I would imagine. What does it mean to you to be, I guess, go through that entire period and get back to this now?
Yeah, I mean, I broke my leg my first year. So that was a long time without playing, but this was different just because we weren't around each other. When I broke my leg, I was in the facility every day and around my teammates and coaches and stuff. And this time, we were all separate away and didn't know what was next. So it's definitely different, but we're excited to get back going, get back started, and hopefully have a good year.
Jeff Bonnie, Daily News.
Hey, Julius. I know, the identity is always to be strong defensively, but offensively, what do you think the ceiling is for this team, and what do you want the identity to be?
We just got to keep getting better. We did that, every preseason game, but we got a lot of young guys. We're all sharing the ball, playing hard, playing fast. So we got to get up and down the floor, create some easy opportunities, and have coaches move the ball.
Hey, Coach, do you expect to have everybody except for Austin tomorrow?
Austin and Amari Spellman.
Mike Vaccaro, New York Post.
Hi, Tom. With so many young players and still kind of finding their way in the NBA, how much are you going to lean on Julius to kind of, almost kind of be your lieutenant a little bit because he's got, so much experience and obviously is a fairly accomplished player in the league?
Yeah, and I like, the way Julius has been, from the summer to all the practices, and not only him, like we need a team of leaders. What Alfred has done, Alec Burke, Reggie, they're real positive veterans, and sometimes that's not always the case, but they come in every day, they practice hard, they play for the team, and I think they're really good for our young guys. And so I think, you don't want to lean on just one guy. You want to have a team of leaders, and I think we're starting to see that.
Mark Berman, New York Post.
Hey, Tom. How close are you to a starting lineup that may resemble what it was in Detroit, those first two games, with a couple of veterans sprinkled in there?
Yeah, we're still sorting through it. As I mentioned, having a shortened preseason with 4 games, we have a rotation, but it's not set in stone, and we're still getting to see what groups play best together. So we have an idea of what it might look like tomorrow night, but again, we're still finding our way with that.
Steph Bonnie, Daily News.
Hey, Tom, with Frank Ntilikina, obviously he missed the last 2 preseason games, but when he did play, it looked like he was mostly off the ball. Is that the position you envision for him moving forward?
Well, the thing I like about him is that he can do both. And the same thing with Quick. I think versatility, what we're seeing a lot of now is you have a point guard, you have 3 wings, and you have a big. So it's not traditional like it has been in the past. And I like the fact that we have point guards that can do that, and quickly did that in college. And it's similar to the way I use my guards in Chicago. And I think it's a great advantage to have, because defensively, point guards are used to guarding guys off the dribble. And now you could put them in catch and shoot, getting around screens and that sort of thing. So sometimes you can gain an advantage that way. And then, of course, the rim reads are all the same for every player. So I think you can play guys when you look at today's NBA, oftentimes you see more than 1 point guard on the floor, or you might see 2 combo guards on the floor together. So that's what I do like about our roster.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Tom, after spending all that time soaking up sun on the beach last year, are you anxious, excited about this, or are you wishing you're back on the beach? Or
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's what you miss when you're away. And obviously, having time away gives you an opportunity to do different things, to travel and visit with friends, family, and you don't have a set schedule. But after a while, what you do miss is you miss the competition, you miss the camaraderie, and then trying to solve the problems of what a team is going through and the challenge of an NBA season. And so to be back, I'm excited about that. I think opening night for everyone is exciting, and and it's just the beginning. And it's a long season, and you want to focus on improvement and doing all the things that make this such a great sport.
Mike Vorkanoff, The Athletic.
In other sports like the NFL, they've kind of set up almost like a line of succession in case of someone gets COVID or something happens. Obviously, you guys are going to be playing this season during a pandemic. Have you done something similar with your staff and just kind of putting a plan in place in case the worst does happen?
Yeah, I think you have to plan for everything. So and you watch what the other sports have done, and you have to be prepared for it. So there is a plan in place for all the possibilities, and you're hopeful that you don't have to use it, but there is a plan.
Mark Berman, New York Post.
Hey, Tom, with Austin Rivers, did he ever actually have a practice on December, like that first day of group practices? Was he already injured? Did he get injured during the individual workouts? And also about Kid Gilchrist. I mean, he didn't get a chance to play any games. Was it tough to just cut him because you couldn't really?
Yeah, well, I think you feel for all the veterans, and that's the challenge of the season. And Austin really hasn't had an opportunity to go through a full practice. And the same thing with Michael. But and both guys are terrific pros and high character guys. And so you feel for them. And then, as a team, you have to do all the things that are necessary to get yourself prepared to play. And so, and that was one of the things we talked about in the opening meeting, was everyone has to be ready because of all the circumstances that we're dealing with. And whether it's sickness, injury, foul trouble, you're going to need your whole team throughout the course of the season. And everyone has to be ready when their opportunity comes.
We have time for 2 more questions. The next one comes from Steph Bondi, The Daily News.
Hey, Tom, I imagine you don't want to tell us your starting lineup or where you're leaning, unless you do. But can you give us a hint on what type of things you're debating, or what kind of things you're looking for in the starting group?
Yeah, and we actually meet every day about rotation, and it's pretty tight, so it'll sort itself out as we go along, but you have to base it on performance and merit and what guys have done. And so we have a pretty good idea of who the 10 are, and then the question will become, who do we start? And there's a couple positions that are basically 50-50 type of positions. So we're still evaluating that.
And our last question comes from Ian Begley, SNY.
Yeah, Tom, just what are your work days like now compared to what they were in Minnesota when you had the team president duties in addition to the coaching duties, whereas now you're just coaching? Like, is there a different work day now for you?
Yeah. I'd say it was, it is a lot to do both. So obviously I prefer this, and Leon and Wes and Scott can deal with all the other stuff that goes into that. But it's, I don't regret it. I thought it was an opportunity to learn, and I did. I learned a lot of things. And so that's life. You move on, get ready for the next challenge, and I'm excited about being here.
First question comes from Mike Vorkanoff of The Athletic.
Hey, Obi.
How you doing?
Hey, one of the things that kind of seems surprising about your game so far this preseason, and I'll admit I wasn't aware of it at Dayton, is your passing skills and just how you seem to be a willing passer and good at finding angles. Where did that come from for you? And then has that progressed even since your last season at Dayton?
Yeah, I just feel like the time that I was at Dayton, I had so much attention on me that if I got doubled or tripled in the post, like I had no choice but to pass it. So we worked on it in practice and in workouts that I was doing at Dayton, and I'm also working on it here too. But like I just feel comfortable finding an open man. Like I want to give up a good shot for a better shot always. So.
Mark Berman, New York Post.
Has anyone talked to you about maybe the different level between a preseason game and a regular season game? And what's your level of excitement just to finally be here to make your official Knicks debut?
Yeah, everybody's been talking about like the difference just because it's a lot more. It's real. Like it's like my coach at Dayton used to put it in terms as like the preseason games are rubber bullets. And then when you get into the real games that count, those are real bullets. So we're jumping into the fire, and it's a quick turnaround. It's not what everybody's used to, but like I always say, like this opportunity for me to be in this position is a blessing. So I wouldn't change it for anything. I'm super excited.
Peanut, what's up?
Any other questions? Mark Berman, New York Post.
When you evaluated, your preseason games, what were you happy about? What were you not as happy about?
So I watched film with a couple coaches, KP, Tibbs, and other coaches, and we watched a lot of things. There's a lot of things I did good, and there's a couple of things that I did bad, but it was preseason, and like I said, those were rubber bullets. Those were the times that I can make a couple mistakes and learn from it and be ready for when the real games come, because we want to make as less of a mistake as possible. So we're attacking these games better than what we were in preseason.
Mike Vorkanoff, The Athletic.
Hey, Obi, has there, in terms of like your offensive role, has there been anything different in with what you're doing for the Knicks now as opposed to what you did Dayton? Like whether it's, more or less post ups, just spot up stuff. Like, have you noticed a difference in how you're playing?
We played a little similar at Dayton, but my position at Dayton was we played most of mostly out of the post. And they usually like played out of me, so we'll get the ball in the post and do certain things. Here it's like we're finding the flow in the game. Like we're doing different things for different guys, and we just have to adapt to it. I'm still adapting to it, but we have a great coach and a great coaching staff that's helping us throughout this whole process, and we're gonna show what we've been working on all season. So,
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Obi, I know you said that at home you see your family every day, but are you getting a sense at all that because of the COVID thing that you're missing out on anything with, the rookie things of what you'd be able to do going out in a city or seeing people that you want to see on the road?
I don't think I'm missing out on anything. Like I said, like I'm in a position that people pray to be in, and that I pray to be in, and I'm here, and it's like I couldn't change this for the world. Like when I say like basketball is really all I do like, every single day. Like I come to the gym, I go home. Like by the time I get home, it's like I don't want to do anything. I just want to eat and go to sleep. So like I'm in the gym multiple hours just working on my game to be great. So.